Mike Pence did an event on the campaign trail, and he got a really sad question. Let's watch.
Our lives depend on this election. Our kids' futures depend on this election. And I will tell you, just for me, and I don't want this to happen, but I will tell you, from me personally, if Hillary Clinton gets in, I'm ready for a revolution because we can't have her in.
Yeah, you don't say
But
that.
I'm just saying it. No, I'm like Trump. Do I not speak for people here? Am I not saying the truth, guys? Come on.
Yeah, there's a revolution coming on November the 8th. I promise you.
What are we going to do to safeguard our votes? Because we've seen how the Democratic Party is just crooked.
Well, look.
Okay, I have a lot to say about this. So first of all, I do want to give credit to Pence real fast for saying, don't say that. And it appeared to be like a visceral reaction when he heard her say that. When she says, look, if Trump doesn't win, revolution. And it was almost like he couldn't stop himself. He was like, oh, don't say that. Come on now. Don't say that. So I agree with Mike Pence on probably 0% of shit. He's a Rush Limbaugh protege. He doesn't believe in evolution, doesn't believe in climate change. He's almost equally as crazy as Trump, but he puts a better face on it. But you do have to give credit where credit is due, and it's good that he said don't say that. And it reminded me of, remember when John McCain was when he was running against Obama and he was doing an event and some hysterical woman in the audience basically said, Obama, I won't let you know, he's a Muslim. He said either he's a Muslim or he's an Arab or something to that effect. And McCain's response, which, by the way, looking back on it, is disastrous because of the implications. He goes, no. He's a good person. In other words, a Muslim can't be a good person, an Arab can't be a good person. So that's a disaster. But what he was trying to say, and couldn't say it in a smart way, is, okay, calm down a little bit with your conspiracies and you're going too far. That's not helpful and that's not accurate. So, and I got the sense that's what Pence is saying here, like, revolution, really? You and Cletus are going to come out of Arkansas from the woods with a Ruger 22 and take out a nuclear-armed government? Pipe down. So credit for that. Now, the other thing that was the main takeaway there, and I'll get to her silliness in a second, but the other thing is, I do get the sense that people are fucking hurting, man. They're hurting. And Noam Chomsky actually made this point a lot, where he said, yeah, okay, people on the left, you can mock the Tea Party and all that stuff, and that makes sense because their ideas and their solutions are ridiculous and they don't know what they're talking about, so on and so forth. But that exists because people are fucking hurting. It's not just bigotry and xenophobia. That is a part of it, and that is motivating some of the people, and it is the primary motivator for some of the people. No denying that. But for a lot of people, it really is the case, hey, I lived in a factory town, and we made a middle-class living, and then you fucking shut down the factory and shipped it to China, and now we're all broke. And now we're hurting, and now we have no purpose, and now we need help, and we need it now. And what is the establishment doing? The Democrats and the Republicans are saying, well, let's do TPP and ship more jobs overseas. So my takeaway from that is, yes, she's, doesn't have the right solutions and she's off her rocker. But to me, if you heard that woman's story, I'm sure you'd sympathize with it. I'm sure she'd tell you something that you can relate to. I lost my job. My husband's on disability. Whatever the fuck it is, there's something going on there where there's real pain. So I feel bad for her and I want to help her, even though I don't agree with her. Then the third thing here is, at the end, it's the misplaced anger that drives me crazy because... So she's ranting against the Democratic Party. Everybody knows I despise the Democratic Party. But in her mind, the solution is the Republican Party. No. Yes, the Democratic Party is, quote, crooked, as you said. What the fuck do you think the Republican Party is? You think it's the solution. It's not the solution. They've led the charge in ruining your life this entire time. Because at least with the Democratic Party, and they are corrupt, don't get me wrong, but at least they throw you a bone every now and then. At least they, every once in a while, they go, we do have a real problem here with issue X, Y, or Z. Okay, let's address it. President Obama, for example, changed the overtime rules to make it so that more people get overtime pay. It was the Democrats who were pushing for raising the minimum wage. That's going to help people like this woman. The list goes on and on. On social issues, now social issues, I'm sure they disagree, But while the Democrats are being shitty sellouts to Wall Street, yes, they do sprinkle in some social liberalism, which is nice. President Obama saying, okay, I'm going to release more non-violent drug offenders. That's good. That's the right thing to do. Gay marriage, I agree with that. This woman probably doesn't agree with it, but hey, I think that's a good thing to do. So the Democrats, massively corrupt, 80% corrupt, 20% of the time not so bad. The Republicans, 100% of the time bad. And I mean that. I'm serious about that. They supported, overwhelmingly, every single outsourcing deal. The things that are probably most responsible for hurting this woman and people she knows. They supported deregulation. Again, this is an area where the Democrats are slightly better. They still suck. They're still sold out to Wall Street. There will still be massive loopholes in the regulation they pass. But at least there's regulation from them to try to prevent the next crash. The Republicans go, woo, fuck this bitch. Let's ride it into the rocks. Get rid of all the rules. Trump himself says, yeah, I want to get rid of Dodd-Frank. Dodd-Frank has a million problems. The answer is not repealing it. That'll make it worse. So he says get rid of the FDA, get rid of the EPA, fuck all these regulations. Oh, who cares? You get salmonella and die, it is what it is. You get E. coli in your food, whatevs, dude. I wanted to get rid of the food police. Get rid of all the regulation. This idea that since the Democrats are crooked, the Republicans are the answer, is the dumbest idea because it's nowhere near true. Because when you look at the history of it, the Republicans are even more sold out. The whole point of the Republican Party is to be a front for corporate America. That mixed in with social conservatism, mixed in with, fundamentalist Christianity. It's Bill Maher's great line. The Republican Party is full of flat earthers and Civil War reenactors and religious lunatics. So they sell out to corporations, plus you put that on top of it. You think fucking Ted Cruz is coming to save the day? He ain't saving the day for shit. You think Donald Trump is coming to save the day? The fucking narcissistic idiot fascist? He's not going to save shit. So I sympathize with this woman, but the solutions have to be right. And then finally, the answer is to get money out of the system. I mean, because that's the only way you're going to get politicians to represent you. Right now, they're going to represent their special interests, and the Democrats and the Republicans have some shared special interests, like Wall Street. Sometimes they have different special interests. Republicans more ExxonMobil and big oil, Democrats more unions and teachers and stuff like that. So, and lawyers. So there's different special interests, but they're both representing their special interests and snubbing the constituents. So the answer is to get money out of the system. And you're not going to have anything that fixes this poor woman's life until that's the case. Everything else will be window dressing and tweaks around the edges. But I can guarantee you the answers are certainly never going to come from the Republican Party, and she seems to think that's the answer.